Tobago, the island upon which Daniel Defoe supposedly set the famous story of Robinson Crusoe, a shipwrecked mariner. Presently, the island described by Defoe is very different. However, the Azure Seas, lush rainforests and waterfalls still exist today to the delight of the island's visitors from faraway lands. Worldwide, the tourism industry is rebounding from a period of slowdown, and ecotourism, tourism involving fragile, pristine or relatively undisturbed areas, is seeing very significant growth. As a travel writer, I have had the pleasure of visiting many islands of the Caribbean and have seen how development, growing populations and industry have affected the tourism product in many of our regional destinations. I wondered how Tobago was coping with the delicate balance between development and management of its very valuable natural resources. My research revealed that there are several initiatives to ensure the sustainability of the ecotourism product, including the implementation of environmental management systems in several organizations in Tobago. Supported by the European Union delegation in Trinidad and Tobago, a system called the Eco-Management Audit Scheme is being introduced specifically for small and medium-sized enterprises called EMAS Easy. From what I discovered in Tobago, going green is easy. My first stop is Argyle Waterfall and Riverdale Lodge, sitting in the foothills of the Main Ridge Forest Reserve in Tobago, which is on record as the oldest legally protected forest reserve in the hemisphere, decreed in 1776 by the British Parliament. The employees of the cooperative that operate the facility are therefore very aware of their environmental responsibilities and were keen to participate in the EMAS project when given the opportunity. They operate tours to the waterfall, and visitors who wish to stay overnight in Argyle can do so at the serene and comfortable lodge. Many visitors arrive here every week to enjoy brief lessons on tree and plant varieties and the short hike to the majestic falls. The hike is worth it, and visitors who have come this far aren't shy about getting a bit wet. Now, let's chat with the folks who are lucky enough to work in this breathtaking place every day and get an idea about what the EMAS project means to them, as well as a few of the key elements of setting up the system.
As you are well aware, Argyle Waterfall is one of the most pristine tourist destinations on the island of Tobago. The beauty of this waterfall and its impact on the environment forms a picturesque combination that persons always enjoy.
We do tours to the Argyle Waterfall, whereby it's about 15 to 20 minutes walk. We have trained tour guides, tell you all about the flora and fauna as you walk. And when you get to the Argyle Waterfall, there are 3 different levels. The first level is approximately 18 feet deep. That's where you can have a swim. Second level is about 10 feet. The third level doesn't actually have a pool. All right, there are about 7 to 8 different levels. If you're into hiking, you can do the rest of them. Now the lodge is for like visitors who want to stay overnight. Anyone who turn up and want to stay overnight.
The Roxbury Estate Visitors Service Cooperative was entrusted with the responsibility in maintaining the falls and the environment that surrounds the fall. Hence the reason for our involvement with the Tobago House of Assembly and the European Union in partnership.
As a result of the EMS system, Argyle Waterfall and Riverdale Lodge identified 2 main environmental objectives. 1, reduction of energy usage, and 2, solid waste reduction.
One of the environmental weaknesses that we have identified was the grey water, which was going straight to the river. And it's harmful for the creatures that live in the river. So we implemented a grey water soak away. So the water will run straight into the soakaway, filter, and then end up into the river. So it's better for the environment and the things that lives around it.
In order to meet these objectives, we put in place the weighing of our solid waste, we log our electricity usage, and we remove normal bulbs to energy saving bulbs.
As part of the project, we were very elated to receive bins from the European Union, where we are now able to do recycling in glass and plastic bottles. This initiative has borne great fruits in that we are able to now recycle the product of glass and plastic bottles, and our visitors are now educated on the disposal of these wastes.
Our indicators of success are a reduction of solid waste by 15% by November 2013 and a reduction of energy usage by 10% by November 2013.
The Roxborough Estate Visitor Service Corporation Board, of which I am the president, has taken on board the initiative to ensure that the green team management, which is now established at the waterfall, reports on a monthly basis on his implementation stages of this project. So therefore, there is full support from the management in the involvement of the EMS system at Argyle Waterfall.
I think the EMS system is good for Tobago because it keeps a more eco-friendly environment. It also edifies the people of Tobago how to keep a clean scene, and if everyone should know about this, it will be good for the island.
Our location lends itself to the main ridge, which is another picturesque site of Tobago, and therefore we would want to ensure that we continue to keep this part of the environment clean, green, safe and serene as the mantra of the Tobago House of Assembly's mission in its tourism product.
The European Union supported the project in several tangible ways that have improved overall environmental awareness at Argyle and supported the achievement of its environmental objectives. My journey then took me to Tobago's Garden of Eden, Adventure Farm and Eco Villas, a surprisingly sustainable sanctuary within the quiet community of Plymouth, along the Arnoursvale Road. Here, I could pick my own fruit and stroll through the 12 acres of natural gardens.
Adventure Eco Villas was developed on sustainable grounds. At the time, it was the only product of this type in Tobago and still is. The objective of the farm and Adventure Eco Villas was to give visitors to this island an opportunity to experience the natural flora and fauna in a safe and sensible environment and have a luxury standard. But at the same time, we wanted to keep the eco concept of it.
Adventure Eco Villas is 12 acres. One side we plant like naked mangoes that we make mango chutney, right? And we sell it to the guests or we sell it to different people as well. The mango chutney has won the best overall award, right? We also make mango punch, right? Or mango shake. The mango shake is a lot of time when guests come here, they like the mango shake, the mango ice cream, the guava ice cream. They go crazy for it.
At the time, it was the only product of this type in Tobago and still is, whereby we mix ecotourism, agriculture, making agrotourism, and permaculture, which is permanent agriculture, all in one package. And the project was developed to be 100% sustainable. The farm is 100% organic.
So when guests come here from the cruise ship or when they come privately or wherever, we try to explain as much tree as they possibly could. So we explain to them the grapefruit, the mandarin, the tangerine, the tamarack, all these type of the mangoes, everything. We give them a tree to plant, and we would take care of it until they come back and they will see how it is. We send an email to them with a picture of the tree, and we show them exactly how big the tree is and how the tree is going on. If the tree bear fruits, however, we show them, we take a picture and we send an email to them, and they'll see how it's going until they come back to see the tree again.
We are really pleased to be part of this project, and it gives us a motivation, particularly after winning the EMA and the United Nations Greenleaf Award in 2010. So we commend the European Union for giving us this opportunity to be part of this environmental project.
Now let's have a look at the nuts and bolts of how the EMAS Easy system was implemented at Adventure Farm and Eco Villas.
When we started the project with the European Union, we were doing some environmental things the correct way, but the training gave us the opportunity to make sense of everything that we're doing and add to it. Some of the aspects that came out is that we needed to save energy in a number of different ways. Our management review showed that we had shortcomings in electricity, water, and waste. Our environmental indicators for success was to reduce electrical consumption by 15% in 2013, water consumption by 10% in 2014, December 2014, and solid waste by 10% by December 2013. Our management review was conducted by the European consultant Heinz Engel, and out of this review, we formulated our environmental policy.
Adventure Farm and Eco Villas seems to have implemented environmental management practices as part of its culture from the very beginning. This is clear from the many sustainable techniques used in their everyday operations. But now, with the help of the EMAS project, they are able to do even more.
We had all this water coming off the roof and there was no use for it. So we decided, well, okay, what about if we channel this water into a freshwater pond? And we decided to have a freshwater pond, but we would put red tilapia, hybrid red tilapias, which in a very short period would reach maybe 2 pounds, a sellable size. So which would generate income for us to do other things.
The water that what we collecting as well will also go back into wetting plants, right? We also use the water as well to do a garden, which is like planting dashing bush and stuff like that, and provision. And we're using those same provision now to deal with the guests, to feed back the guests on them as well.
This is a green island. It has always been a green island, and we have to continue to make it a green island. I see facilities like this being the future for Tobago. People are primarily coming to Tobago to experience a green environment.
In a nutshell, the ecotourism product, it accounts for about $77 billion of the tourism market share worldwide. And we believe that with the influx of tourists who are more inclined to be sensitive to environmental matters, they will see Tobago as a haven, as an outlet to actually come and, learn more about environmental matters while enjoying the beauty and the serenity of the island. That's only unique to Tobago.
We chose Tobago for this project because Tobago, as you know, it's very high, very rich in biodiversity. We also know that Tobago is the host of one of the oldest nature protected areas in the Western Hemisphere, the Mountain Ridge area. So for this, we felt that if we combine tourism and nature protection, Tobago would have been the ideal place.
Now, Tobago normally attracts most of its tourists from Europe and North America. And we have become more aware that these tourists are looking for viable options in terms of the sensitivity to environmental matters. Therefore, with our Green, Clean, Safe and Serene initiative, whereby you have different companies and businesses implementing environmental management systems, you are giving tourists a viable option whereby they can lessen their carbon footprint.
Tobago has everything. Tobago has beaches, rainforests, it has what we are offering here. But we need to focus, and I hope that now that the European Union has given us this opportunity, it will be a catalyst to show that this island is really green, and the island has so much to offer.
So as a small or medium-sized enterprise, it is not difficult to implement an EMAS system. In fact, it's easy. Let's recap the basic components of implementing the system. First, you conduct an environmental assessment, conduct eco-mapping, and identify weaknesses or areas to address. Next, develop objectives and responsibilities for ensuring activities are properly implemented, and create an environmental policy. Next, conduct internal checks and audits, and lastly, develop an environmental statement that will represent the organization's position on its overall environmental promise and conduct. Now the organization will be ready for an environmental audit by an accredited institution and poised for accreditation to the EMAS program. This will allow the organization to display the EMAS logo in its marketing materials and to otherwise promote its association with the prestigious stamp of approval. Now that this system has been successfully implemented in Tobago, I hope that more small and medium enterprises realize that it can make a difference in their bottom line. Implementing an EMAS system is an opportunity to be on the cutting edge of business development and social responsibility, good for the environment and for the balance sheet. Bye Tobago, see you soon. I leave confident that the implementation of a tool such as EMAS Easy will support the environmental and economic sustainability of this beautiful island.